I like how I added a music. Oh god. Hey, what's up guys? Myself and welcome to PC Building Simulator. Yeah. Pretty sure I tried to record this many times and didn't work. So I've been playing this game a lot. I need help. I've been playing this game a lot. I of course like technology. I like computers and pretty much everything related to tech. So I've been playing this game a lot, and I thought, well, many times to record it, and I did try it sometimes here and there, but it didn't work. Until now, I thought of maybe just doing this type of video in another way. So today, what we'll be doing in this game is, well, it's more like, well, a simulator, as in its name. I'm going to be building 3 computers from what I remember by the prices. I'm going to be building a $500 PC, a $1,000, and a 1,500-ish, somewhere like that. So yeah, and I will be virtually building this time on free build. Now I could play the career and whatever, but nah. But yeah. Also, to show you guys, I have lots of workshops, except for the Razor. The Razor is green, and I'm not a fan of Razor. That's gonna offend someone I know. Anyways, so without wasting time, I'm probably gonna go to the normal office, because why not? Yeah, anyways, yeet. Alright, so we're in the game now. Perfect. So, I'm gonna hide that. This is a computer build for a friend of mine. Don't know why. Looks cool though. Except for the pipes. That's obviously in real life I wouldn't do that. Just like this and never see it again. What's wrong with this guy? Although that guy is probably the coolest, but okay. What is that? Well, I haven't been in this game for that long. They add a lot of things in it. So there's that. It's not really a great microphone, but okay. It's cool looking, but you can get something better. So obviously we're gonna build 3 PCs this video, each for its different prices. So we're gonna start with the $500 one. So let's start. Forgot to mention this. I'm gonna have a little bit of lag because this game is a little bit heavy, also in the RAM, as usual. Let's see, I need something cheap, really cheap. I don't know that much about the prices in this game, even though the prices in this game is not true and not real, like not exactly real, but it's not like correctly priced. So I'm gonna be minusing a couple of prices here and there from what I remember. And yeah, the master box is not an expensive case, last time I remember at least. Unless I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not that expensive. So yeah, let's just go with the theoretical one. Micro ATX. Yeah, I'll probably go with a micro. Oh, well, a cheap micro ATX build, like something like this. So we're gonna be using the what's it called Antec P6, because why not? Yeah, I mean, the case has everything you need. Let's be honest. It has 2 USBs 3.0s, even though that's not reading correctly. But $79. I'm gonna buy something. I'm gonna minus that by, well, pretty much lots of money. So 92 minus 50. I'm gonna minus well, I keep saying minusing. I'm gonna minus it by $42, so that's maybe $50 case or even less. Let's see, anything here? Do I have to move this? Okay, and see you in a bit. Okay, so the first choice is gonna be the $500. Okay, again, this game's pricing, and also the parts, they don't really add all the parts in this game, so there's that. But I will tell you guys what exactly it will look like in real life. So This is the first one. This is the $500 PC. What we had is obviously a gigabyte B450, or actually a much cheaper motherboard than this guy. But a B450 if I was able to, then yes. An AMD Ryzen 3 3100 instead of this guy. This is also quad core. It's much better than this guy for actually only $100. So obviously not this guy, but I only had to, find something that gives an example for what I would go with. This obviously will be using the stock cooler, so not using another cooler. The stock cooler is fine. Don't buy another cooler since it's in the $500 budget. So there's that. I would actually have gone with a 430 watts power supply since it's good enough for the build. It would cost actually less than that, not even $55. It would cost around $45 or something. So there's that. Oh. The RAM is wrong. Alright, so I was saying, the RAM, I would go with the 8 gigs of RAM. Obviously, both of them would cost $55. But actually, I would go with dual stick in total of 8 gigs of RAM. Around the 3000 megahertz, maybe even 3200 if I'm able to. And it probably costs around the $55 both. So maybe even less, but yeah. I could go with 16, but I would let the price get too much, so there's that. The graphics card obviously wouldn't be a GTX 1060 unless you can find it for a sale. But I will go with the GTX 1650. I just had to use a graphics card that looks like a GTX 1650. Which won't cost $320, but actually will cost around $150. Plus a 480 gigabytes of SATA SSD, which costs around these days actually costs around $50. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And it'll cost around actually, can I just move this? And it'll cost around $500. Yeah, pretty much less even. Depends on what you go with, but yeah. So there's the first option. Now for $1,000 choice is this guy. This guy's pretty much would kind of look like if you build like $1,000 PC. So let's see what's rocking. So it's rocking a B450. Although in real life I would go with a B550, but again, this game for some god knows reason there's no B550 in this guy. In this game, but a B550 would probably cost around $150, maybe somewhere like that as well. B450 motherboards these days are actually cheaper now, but yeah. AMD Ryzen 5 3600X, which these days it kind of costs around $250, maybe even less. I've saw a couple times around $230 to $220, so it can be cheaper. The power supply would cost around $50 or less, so it's $5 cheaper than what it says here in the game. Obviously, again, RAM these days are cheaper now, so you can actually get around 16 gigs of RAM dual stick, 32 megahertz for around $80 or less. So there's that. The RTX 2060 these days is way too cheap these days. So you would be fine going with our RTX 2060 for around $300. But keep in mind, if you don't want to get RTX 2060 and if you want to save around $200 extra to get the RTX 3070, then yeah, get that. Again, excuse me for that. But if you're in the budget, a really tight budget, yet want to get a lot of good things at the same time, like a good amount of storage and stuff, then this guy's probably a better option for you. But I would go with the RTX 3070 for more power, for more gaming power, so there's that. But for now, RTX 2060, not super as well. I would go with the normal one, RTX 2060 Super. I'm not sure if the game has it. Let me just check. Let's see, 2060. Yep. Super. And there's a bunch of supers. Wow, there's only one normal. But yeah, I would go with a normal 2060 because it's on a much cheaper price than a 2060 Super and still functions well. Especially if you're planning to play at 1080p 144 Hz. And yeah, and even streaming. So this guy is really good for streaming too. So there's that. I went with a 1 terabyte, although you could go with a 2 terabyte for $50. I should have added 2 terabytes, but yeah. And a SSD. I would add a 250 gigs of M.2 SSD. These days it's not $160, even though I added this expensive one. So there's that stupid thing. But you could go with a Sabrent SSD for 250 gigs of SSD for around $50. So there's that. A liquid cooler that hopefully costs around $100 or less. Pretty sure you can find something that's really good. I'm not sure if like this, maybe even not even RGB at all. So there's that, and the case would cost around $50 as well, or even somewhere around $60 to $50. So there's that. So the total will cost around $100,000, not this guy's, which is yeet gone. The actual total price would actually cost around $1,000. But yeah, there's that. Good computer, powerful computer for not only gaming but also for streaming or video editing if you want in a budget. So good guy, really good, and it's really good looking. That would probably be my PC if you ask me. Maybe future. Anyways, next and finally, last but not least, is the $1,000, $1,500 somewhere around there. PC. I believe is $1,500. I might be wrong. Who knows? Let's see. So, what are we rocking? So we're rocking a B450. Oh, well, in real life I would be rocking a B550. In there, I would be rocking AMD Ryzen 7. It's a core processor, 3700X to be more exact. Even though there's a 3800X, which is a bit faster, which would be better for gaming, I went with this guy because at least it still has its 8-core, unit in it, which means better for video editing and live streaming. So there's that. But yeah, I'll go with this guy. I believe this guy is somewhere around that price, maybe even cheaper. I'm not sure, but it's cheap. So there's that. I went with this 650 watts power supply, which obviously does not cost $125. I would go with something that would cost around $60, I believe. $65, somewhere like that. 2 8 gigs of 3400 megahertz, although 3200 megahertz is good enough as well, but 3400 megahertz is better. Even 3600 megahertz costs around $100 or less, I believe. Dual stick of 16 gigs, 8 gigs each, obviously. So there's that. Obviously that's not what I would go with. In real life I would go with an RTX 3070, or I believe maybe a 3080. Not sure there, but probably a 3070 if I'm going to stick with the $500, $1,500 budget. So there's that. And again, I would go with 3070 since, well, a 3070 is the beast anyway. So there's that. As well as a 512 gigs of SSD, somewhere around there. M.2 SSD, which probably would cost around $100, somewhere like that, maybe even less. I believe $70, $80 somewhere. I'm not sure. And 2 terabytes of hard drive as well for $50. What else? Again, a liquid cooler for $100. Same liquid cooler, I would say, if you could. Same liquid cooler from the previous. As well as, yeah, that's pretty much it. In the case, I would probably go with around of a $70, $60 to $70 around there. Which in grand total of this PC build would probably cost around again $1,500. So again, a Ryzen 7. If you could go with a weaker Ryzen 7, maybe a 2700. I believe that's the number. I'm not sure, but a 3700 is better. And an RTX 3070 is probably the one I would go with. especially for $700. That's probably the one I'd go with, or maybe an RTX 20 series as well. But again, why? So there's that. Great for not only streaming but also video editing, professional video editing, and gaming, and overall the best professional computer for $1,500. So there's that. Those are the three. Oh, that's it. That's the $1,500, and yeah, and those are the three. Those are the voice crack. Holy crap! Those are the three PCs I would go with. If you're in the budget of $500, this guy is probably it. The one with the Ryzen 7 GTX 1650. If you're in a much higher budget of around $1,000, then a Ryzen 5 3600X and a RTX 2060, or a 3070 as well if you want to, or you could. But the thing is, you would actually spend more than $1,000, probably 1,200 or 1,300. So that doesn't really count. So RTX 2060 is probably the one you go with a wait, what the? Okay, there you go. Sorry, or with a Ryzen 5, obviously, and yeah, for $1,000. So if you want to spend $1,500, then this guy will be it. One with an RTX 3070 and a Ryzen 7 in it. You could go with, I believe you could go with a Ryzen 7 3800. Not sure, but I think you could go with a Ryzen 7 3800X. Who knows? With an RTX 3070, which all of these guys combined is honestly a great mix of compute power. So there's that. Only 1,500. Just realized all PCs these days are much cheaper now. Oh, don't mind that. That's my personal computer. You know, why not? I could show you. Okay, so this is actually mine that I added there. Yeah, yeah. Although it's kind of dumb. Don't do this. Don't add dual graphics card because there's no point. One graphics card, RTX 3070, 3080, 3090. It doesn't matter. Just one is good enough. If you're planning to even stream and stuff. Actually, even for like YouTubers and stuff, one graphics card is good enough. So don't waste the money, please. So that is that. My computer would be probably this guy. It'd probably be something like this. So a Ryzen 9 with a Ryzen 9 16 core. So the 3950X, an X570 motherboard. The cheapest I could find. I don't need like a godlike one. I obviously wouldn't go with a you know, a liquid cooler, as much as I know they're much better to go with. But I would just go with a great AIO, because I'm not really like a professional. I don't know that much about custom liquid cooling, and I need to learn first. But there's that. Power supply, obviously I wouldn't go with this guy. Duh. I would go with I believe I would go with around the 700 watts, somewhere like that. Yeah, around the 700 watts is good enough. Power supply, so 750 watts to be more exact. So there's that. Graphics card, or actually memory, sorry. The memory I would go with around of, yeah, I would go with 32 gigs of RAM. I'm not even kidding. I would go with 32 gigs of RAM, especially if I'm planning to video it professionally. That would be good. An RTX 3080, obviously. I could go with the 3090, but the 3080 is far better and much cheaper for $7. What else? There's a lot of storage here. Oh, but in real life, that would actually be the case. I would go with around 500 gigs of M.2 SSD plus 2 terabytes of storage. Even more, probably 2 terabytes of storage for games, and a 500 gigs of SATA SSD for well, the softwares and stuff, pretty much. And an extra 1 to 2 terabyte of hard drive for storing videos and stuff and photos. Pretty much might work. And yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I would have a beast. I would have the beast. Actually, take that back. I would have an 850 watts power supply because I realized an Ryzen 9 is probably too much of a beast. And as well as the RTX 3080. So 850 watts is probably the best for anyone, to be honest. If it's this type of build, minimum of 750 watts is good enough, but 850 watts is probably the best. So there's that. That would be mine. But that's not the point. That's not the point. That's the point is this game is awesome. I've been playing this game a lot. I have to tell the truth. I've been playing this game a lot. I've been playing this game non-stop, and it's amazing. It's fun. It's learning. You learn things in this game. You learn the mistakes, learn what it could be and what it could probably never be, and you learn which is the best and which is the worst, and you learn a lot of this about this game. Obviously, it's not realistically correct, but you learn a couple things, and you even like see how your computer would look like in real life if you plan to build one, which is great. I love this game. I really love this game. This game is fun. It's learning, and it's great. It's amazing. So there's that. So yeah, and those are the three PCs: 500, 1000, and 1500. If you're planning to game in a really light budget, like $500 at 1080p 60 FPS, that's the guy. If you're planning to play at higher frame rate but $1,000 and also be able to stream, that's the guy. And if you're planning to do professional streaming, video editing, and all that stuff, this is obviously the guy as well. So yeah, this is the guy. So there's that. Those are the three options. Obviously, I just realized how I went with two cases. Actually, went with cases that doesn't make sense. None of them is actually accurately correct, but obviously I already explained in the video what exactly the pieces you should go with. So yeah, GTX 1650 with a Ryzen 3, the RTX 3060 with a Ryzen 5, and a Ryzen 7 with a RTX 3070. So there's that. So yeah, those are your choices. So thank you guys so much for watching this game, this PC building simulator game. I've always tried to make one, but I never was able to do it correctly because many problems, and plus I never really liked any of them. But yeah, but I hope I like this one. I hope I did it without a problem. But yeah, so without wasting time, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys learned. And I hope you guys, if you guys want to play this game as well, it's in the description down below. But yeah, if you guys want to play it, go ahead. You guys will have fun. You guys will learn a lot. Hope you guys have had fun as well in this video. Give a like, subscribe today for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.